thousands of reported drone sightings.
I saw about 10 drones in total, literally around the apartment complex.
Igniting a nationwide mystery.
What is that?
We had something that was low flying at us.
And as more and more reports of these drones come pouring in.
The people in New York and New Jersey have a lot of questions, and they're not getting good enough answers.
On November 13th, 2024, at precisely 9:47 p.m., something appeared in the skies above one of America's most secure military installations. Within weeks, it would trigger the largest aerial surveillance investigation in U.S. history. By January, 5,000 Americans would report seeing something they couldn't explain, and for the first time since 9/11, the Department of Defense would admit they don't know who's watching us. Welcome to Swarm. I'm Johnny Lama. This podcast is my investigation into what may be the largest mass aerial phenomenon in U.S. history. Over 5,000 reports, 11 confirmed military encounters, 1 Coast Guard pursuit, and a White House admission that raises more questions than answers. On November 13th, 2024, something began appearing in our skies. Objects larger than SUVs, moving in impossible formations. They hovered over our military bases, our power grids, our reservoirs. The FBI launched their largest aerial investigation since 9/11. The FAA imposed emergency restrictions. Local law enforcement was overwhelmed. Then, on January 28th, the White House claimed these were just authorized research flights. But if that's true, why maintain months of silence? Why let panic spread? And why are local officials calling it a cover story? You can find my complete investigation notes, documentation, and source material on my Substack. The link is in the description. But here's what matters. Something was watching us, and our government isn't telling us why. On November 13th, 2024, a contractor at Central New Jersey's Picatinny Arsenal, one of America's most secure military research facilities, reported the first confirmed sighting of an unidentified drone. According to Army officials, the object rose silently from the tree line, split into 3 identical craft, and vanished. Within hours, similar reports flooded in from across Morris County. Witnesses described drones the size of SUVs moving in geometric formations, defying known aerodynamics. By December 6th, Picatinny Arsenal had documented 11 confirmed sightings of unauthorized drones over its airspace, observed by military police and security teams. Colonel Craig A. Bonham, the garrison commander, issued an unprecedented statement. The source and cause of these aircraft operating in our area remain unknown. They are not the result of any Picatinny Arsenal-related activities. The drones spread like wildfire. Witnesses in Bridgewater captured footage of 6-foot-wide craft with eerie, silent lights.
What is that? Oh my God, what is that?
In West Milford, Mayor Michelle Dale reported 60 drones hovering over reservoirs. A police officer in Morris County described formations that defied physics.
Can somebody tell me what the fuck this is? This is in Jersey. I'm in Jersey. I just finished working. Look at this shit. You tell me those are drones moving in that pattern and so fast. You're going to see how they move so fast. And then they've been moving because they were all the way somewhere else where I was driving, and they're moving. It's not like they're staying in one spot.
While a military contractor's car electronics mysteriously failed as drones passed overhead. Some people think that it's really advanced people trying to steal packages off people's porches for the holidays, said Denville resident Kate Perry. But these drones, they do not look like something you can just buy at a store. By December, the FBI had received over 5,000 reports through its tip line. Yet, as Homeland Security officials admitted, We have no evidence at this time that the drones pose a threat. But here's what chills investigators. These drones appeared nightly over critical infrastructure, reservoirs, power grids, and military bases like Naval Weapons Station Earl. They flew in perfect synchrony, evaded radar, and left no trace. Even the FAA's temporary flight restrictions over Picatinny and Bedminster, where President-elect Trump's golf course lies, failed to stop them.
What is going on in New Jersey?
We do not attribute that to an individual or a group yet. We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
On a cold December night, something happened off the coast of Barnegat Light, just north of Atlantic City, that would change the trajectory of this investigation forever. A Coast Guard crew of 12 was patrolling the Atlantic in their 47-foot rescue vessel. They weren't just on routine patrol, they were actively looking for these mysterious craft. We were actually out there to see if we could spot any drones, one crew member later revealed. Well, we found some drones, or more accurately, they found us. At approximately 9 p.m., between 12 and 30 objects appeared suddenly above their vessel. For the next 15 minutes, these craft shadowed their every move, matching their speed and direction. The incident was serious enough that the commanding officer at Barnegat Light personally briefed Congressman Chris Smith about the encounter. I can't pretend to know what's going on, but those weren't the types of drones you can buy at the store. These were government drones. That same weekend, an Ocean County Sheriff's officer reported an even larger formation, approximately 50 drones, emerging directly from the ocean at Island Beach State Park.
One of his officers 2 nights ago saw 50 drones come in off the ocean right there.
These weren't hobby drones. According to state officials, these craft measured up to 6 feet in diameter and often operated with their lights off. When federal authorities attempted to dismiss these sightings, one Coast Guard member broke ranks. Speaking on condition of anonymity, he said, "It's implying we're making things up, when the ones making up things are down in Washington, D.C." The encounters were serious enough that Senator Cory Booker demanded answers from the highest levels of government. In a letter to the heads of Homeland Security, the FBI, and Transportation, he wrote, "Without transparency, I believe that rumors, fear, and misinformation will continue to spread." By mid-December, the situation had become impossible to ignore. The FBI had received thousands of reports through their tip line. Local law enforcement was overwhelmed. And then, on December 12th, the White House broke its silence.
I just want to add a few comments on the reports of drone activity here on the East Coast, particularly in and around New Jersey. We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat, or have a foreign nexus. The Department of Homeland Security and the
But local officials weren't buying it. During a briefing with DHS, mayors reported at least 400 confirmed sightings. One night alone saw 79 separate reports. The disconnect between federal assurances and local experience was growing wider by the day. The FBI, Department of Homeland Security, FAA, and Department of Defense issued a joint statement claiming the sightings were just a combination of lawful commercial drones, hobbyist drones, and law enforcement drones, but they couldn't explain the patterns. They couldn't identify a single operator, and they couldn't recover a single drone. Then, on January 28, 2025, the White House changed its story.
From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy.
The admission raised more questions than it answered, and at the same time outraged some local law enforcement. Monmouth County Sheriff Sean Golden said, They should have told the American people. It's not fair. Somebody from the FAA certainly had to see all the national reporting that was going on and could have made the phone call. They didn't. 2 Republican congressmen from the Jersey Shore urged military action. The Pentagon's response? These are not drones or activities originating from a foreign entity or adversary. But if they weren't foreign, and they were authorized, who was flying them? And why maintain the secrecy for so long? To understand what makes these New Jersey sightings so extraordinary, we need to understand what's possible with current technology. Just a few weeks ago, on January 21st, the Swedish Armed Forces unveiled what's considered the most advanced drone swarm program in the world. Their cutting-edge system, developed by defense giant Saab, can control up to 100 drones simultaneously. But here's the thing. Witnesses across New Jersey reported seeing formations of significantly larger numbers, moving with precision that exceeds even these newest capabilities. The Pentagon's own replicator program, which focuses primarily on tools like drones to augment the way combat takes place, won't be ready until August 2025. Even then, their autonomous drones won't have the capabilities described in these sightings. Current military drone swarms require sophisticated command and control systems. They're limited by communication range, battery life, and coordination capabilities. Yet the objects seen over New Jersey demonstrated none of these limitations. Lieutenant Martinez from the Coast Guard encounter described something else entirely. Objects that could match a boat's speed and course corrections instantly, with no detectable radar signature or heat profile. The most advanced drone swarm system in development right now, Sweden's latest project, requires a human operator using a mobile phone to control the swarm. What we saw over New Jersey showed capabilities far beyond that. Autonomous behavior that doesn't exist in any known military or civilian program. The White House claims these were simply FAA-authorized research flights, combined with curious hobbyists. But that explanation doesn't account for the Coast Guard encounter, the perfect formations, or the simultaneous appearances over critical infrastructure across multiple states. Even more puzzling, if these were authorized research flights, why implement emergency flight restrictions across 22 locations? Why launch an FBI investigation that received 5,000 reports? And why maintain silence while local law enforcement wasted precious resources chasing shadows? The official story may be closed, but the questions remain.